Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Just Weeby. We're going to go ahead and cover a woman here that is running for the governor of California. So, Katie Porter. I want to go ahead and dig up a little bit of information on her. So let's take, she's supposed to be a lawyer too, okay. Yeah, Catherine Moore Porter. A lawyer who served as a U.S. representative from California from 2019 to 2025. Member of the Democrat Party. Okay, so I should pull this up and then we'll get into the video. So let's go ahead and do that. Transition here. Hold up. Here we go. Okay, so this is the woman here. She's from California. As you can see here, Katie Porter is an American politician, lawyer who served as a U.S. representative from California. From 2019 to current, she is a member of the Democrat Party, graduated from Yale University and Harvard Law School, and has taught law at several universities, including University of California, Irvine, the Williams S. Boyd School of Law, and the University of Iowa, right around our area in the States. Oh, how pathetic. Go figure, though. 2018, she was elected to Congress as part of a Democratic wave in the Orange County, flipping the 45th district in 2022 after redistricting. That's why she won it, because they did a redistricting. So, yeah, I was wondering how the hell did she win a seat in Congress? You're going to see why here in a minute. Why I'm saying that. She was re-elected to the 47th Congressional District in the House. She was deputy chair of the Congressional Progressive Caucus. Received media attention for her questioning during congressional hearings. I should see some of those. Anyway, I want to go ahead and dig into this. This is her here. So let's go ahead and move this all the way up, and let's press play.
So on election night, I went to pick up my daughter from water polo practice, and she's 12, and she got in the car and she was crying. And I said, "Did someone punch you?"
First off, she looks crazy right off the bat. Just for some reason, she gives me those vibes. Let's continue.
Like, water polo is a rough sport. I was like, "Did someone hit you? Did the coach yell at you? What happened?" And she said, "Mom, Trump won. Trump's going to win. And what if I get raped and I need to have an abortion?" This is from a 12-year-old, my 12-year-old daughter. And so it was really a reminder of how scary this time is for people.
Okay. So where'd she get them thoughts to begin with? I wonder. You think it might have came from Mom? So she's 12 years old, and she's so worried about Trump that she might get the R, dare I say, hell, she said it. I should be able to say it. And she might not be able to get an abortion because Trump's in office. I wonder where they get this shit from. Is it because Mom's preaching it constantly at home? That she's so dead against everything? Oh, this is going to be good.
And how important it is for Democrats to have strategies, both at the state level and the federal level, to make sure that we can continue to protect people's rights.
The allegation of groomer and pedophile, it is alleging that a person is criminal somehow and engaged in criminal acts merely because of their identity. their sexual orientation and their gender identity.
So I think the fact that we're seeing this jump in expenses, that we're seeing people having to pay more in the grocery store, pay more at the pump, pay more for housing, is a reason that people are saying, I need to be able to make my own decisions about when and if to start. 500,000 Californians dying prematurely to air pollution and other problems, and the state could lose. Get out of my shot.
I wanted to tell you that that's actually incorrect. It's not that it's electric vehicles. It's that if we don't meet the commitments under the Paris Climate Accord.
Okay, it does. Okay, you also were in my shot before that. Stay out of my shot. Okay, I'm going to start again with.
Oh, the hatred just oozes from her. And she is this rude to her help. Of course, this must have been during COVID because she does not have a face mask on while her helper has face mask. Ew. Just imagine what that helper's got to breathe in. I think I would need a face mask also. Actually, face mask might be better on her. Katie. I think she would look good in a face mask. Okay. I don't like her attitude already. And she sits in Congress, right? She's one that's for illegal immigrants. But yet, this is how she treats her help.
Electric vehicles saving us money. We should be able to have a civil debate. Nobody, including Riley Gaines, who I disagree with strongly, should feel
What do you disagree with, out of interest?
I think that it should be up to sporting bodies to make the decisions about who and
What
how
has she
should
said
compete.
that's actually wrong?
I think that what she has done is try to turn this. We talked about people, using things to kind of get likes and get clicks.
That's not what she's doing.
It's not?
I've got no truck for Riley Gaines personally, but all I've seen her do is stand up for women's rights to fairness and equality.
Well, she has
She actually competed against Leah Thomas, and it was obviously unfair. Leah Thomas won one of the races in the NCAA championships by 50 seconds against a bunch of biological females who simply couldn't keep up. That cannot be right. It cannot be fair.
That is something that I think our sporting bodies should be dealing with. And by the way, Riley is speaking up for herself, and that is her prerogative, and I respect her free speech.
I think she's speaking up for pretty much every female athlete in the world.
California voters who you'll need in order to win, who voted for Trump.
How would I need them in order to win, man?
Well, unless you think you're going to get 60% of the vote. You think you'll get 60%. Everybody who did not vote for Trump will vote for you. That's what you're saying.
In a general election, yes. If it is me versus a Republican.
Maybe in a rigged election. Possibly. Sorry, I'm just putting it out there. I am just putting it out there, guys. So I don't see how this woman won otherwise.
Republican, I
She's
think that I will win
repulsive.
the people who did not vote for Trump.
What if it's you versus another Democrat?
I don't intend that to be the case.
So how do you not intend that to be the case? Are you going to ask them not to run?
No, I'm saying I'm going to build the support. I have the support already in terms of name recognition. And so I'm going to do the very best I can to make sure that we get through this primary in a really strong position. But let me be clear with you. I represented Orange County. I represented a purple area. I have stood on my own 2 feet and won Republican votes before. That's not something every candidate in this race can say. If you're from a deep blue area, if you're from LA or you're from Oakland, you don't have an experience.
But you just said you don't need those Trump voters.
Well, you asked me if I needed them to win.
So you don't
I
think
feel
you
like
need
this
them
is
to win.
unnecessarily argumentative. What is your question?
The question is the same thing I asked everybody, that this is being called the empowering voters to stop Trump's power grab. Every other candidate has answered this question. This is not
Correct. And I
argumentative.
said I support it.
So, and the question is, what do you say to the 40% of voters who voted for Trump?
Oh, I'm happy to say that. It's the do you need them to win part that I don't understand. I'm happy to answer the question as you have it written.
And we've also asked the other candidates, do you think you need any of those 40% of California voters to win? And you're saying, no, you don't.
No, I'm saying I'm going to try to win every vote I can. And what I'm saying to you is that
Well, to those voters, okay, so you...
I don't want to keep doing this. I'm going to call it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's just.
You're not going to do the interview with us?
Nope, not like this. I'm not. Not with 7 follow-ups to every single question you ask.
Every other candidate has answered
I don't
our
care.
follow-ups.
I don't care. I want to have a pleasant, positive conversation in which you ask me about every issue on this list. And if every question you're going to make up a follow-up question, then we're never going to get there.
Ms.
And
Porter,
we're just going to circle around.
I am an investigative
I have never had to do
reporter.
this before, ever.
You've never had to have a
end an
conversation
interview.
with
To end
a
an
reporter?
interview.
Okay, but every other candidate has done this.
What part of
When you can't answer the question, hide. That's basically what she's saying. She doesn't want to answer any of the questions. And the other thing, she wants to feel comfortable. Lady, not all questions are comfortable. You need to step up to the plate. She's just hiding. Oh, yeah.
me, I'm running for governor because I'm a leader. So I am going to make.
So you're not going to answer questions
right.
from reporters? Okay, why don't we go through? I will continue to ask follow-up questions because that's my job as a journalist, but I will go through and ask these, and if you don't want to answer, you don't want to answer. So nearly every legislative...
I don't want to have an unhappy experience with you. And I don't want to have
I don't want to have an unhappy experience with you either. I would love to continue to ask these questions so that we can show our viewers what every candidate feels about every one of these issues that they care about. And
Go back
redistricting is
into
a
the
massive
closet,
issue. We're going to do an
stay there.
entire story
That's where
just
she's
on the
good
responses.
at. How the hell did this lady ever get elected?
To that question. And I've asked everybody the same.
As your own race, and that you should be able to speak to the 40% of voters who might not otherwise agree with you. Presumably, she would like to be the governor for all Californians, which includes those 40%. She can't even countenance a follow-up question on that. And I think the most telling sentence in here is she says, "I've never had to do this ever." What kind of bubble do you live in? If you have not received a follow-up question, how have you been isolating yourself from every single person who might ask you something tough when it is literally your job to answer to reporters and to constituents? I would encourage everyone to ask her more and more questions because she needs so much practice.
Okay. Oh, yeah. The new face is stupid. We go every day and it seems like we get a new face is stupid. Oh, yeah. How the hell did she ever sit in the seat of Congress? But then again, we got a lot of those questions. I also read some other stuff on this lady. Anyway, she was divorced and they had a domestic dispute. And she actually dumped scalding hot mashed potatoes or something on her former husband's head and called him quite a few names and stuff. I think that was vice versa also. A very, very childish environment from the sounds of it. But you could tell from that one video, she does sound like she gets pissed really easily. Just by what she was saying to her maid, apparently, that looked to be in the background, just simply because she stepped within her shot instead of just saying something nicely. You could just see, I'm sorry, but it looks like there's hatred just soothing in her. So, I don't know. This is what you got. This is what you got. And she's running for the governor of California. Oh. All right. Well, that was kind of a short clip, but I thought I'd put it out there. We do have some others. I'm going to go ahead and switch my screen here, so give me a sec. Okay, there we go. Anyway, we do have some others coming up. I'm going to do some more videos. There's there is the governor, I forgot her name, over in Virginia or West Virginia, where Youngkins is, I believe. Anyway, you have a Democrat and a Republican running for the governor there. And from what I've seen, it's a little bit interesting because the Democrat will not answer some of the questions. It almost, when watching, I'll just wait and I'll do that video and then we'll do some more. But anyway, this is the one here that I was wanting to cover for now. This lady is a total lunatic from the looks of it. So I guess you get what you get. I wonder if they can scrape the barrel anymore. I mean, you have AOC, you have Omar, even Nancy Pelosi, there's somebody that you would think could think straight, doesn't even think straight. You got Schumer, good old Schiff. Them people you would expect it from Schiff and some of the others that are kind of running the cover up. But the ones that you would feel like would stay, at least be smart enough to stay a little bit neutral, like Nancy Pelosi and them, no, they're just out of whack. They've been out of whack for probably the last 10 years. So I don't think that she's made really too much common sense since the Clinton days. Maybe a little bit under Bush, but yeah, I do remember that Nancy Pelosi under Bush actually, whenever they it wasn't the Patriot Act. It was that was underneath Obama. Obama with the oh yeah, that's right. No. That was the Patriot Act. I'm pretty sure. I got to look that up. But I'm pretty sure that was the Patriot Act, where she came out and said that we needed to pass the bill to find out what's in it. So instead of doing your job, you're saying we got to pass the bill before we don't have time to read it. We're going to put it to the floor. I think this is what they did with the Patriot Act. We're going to put it to the floor and put it to a vote. You don't have time to vote on it. We're just going to pass it. And then whenever they asked her on the steps, she ended up saying something to the extent, oh, we got to pass it to be able to find out what's in it. Think about that. Think how stupid that is. You have to pass something to find out what's in it. That's like saying I'm going to read I'm going to sign a contract before I even read the contract and know what the contract is. I'm going to go ahead and sign it. And that's basically what she and everybody that voted for that did. Not a single one of them needed their jobs. Their job is to read first, then decide on whether or not it's constitutionally legal, then pass it. And then if it's not constitutionally legal, it can go up to the court systems and through the Supreme Court and go the regular process. But yeah, they've turned this country actually upside down. And this is what you're turning out now. Anyway, thanks for watching. That's just Weeby. We're going to go ahead and sign off on this, and we will do the Virginia governor, I believe, now, or not the Virginia governor, but the Virginia governor race. I think it's Virginia. Anyway, we're going to cover that one like what I just said. For those interested in travel, please go over to the travel channel, Ready, Set, Travel, and like and subscribe here, like and subscribe over there. And we also have a couple others. We've got P-Vault for movie night and Weeby Games for those that are interested in games. Yes, whenever you see this shit constantly, you have to actually get out of it and take your mind off of it. Nothing better than just a good old game. So you can join us over there, and whenever I get tired of that, I do like to travel from time to time, so you can catch us over on Ready, Set, Travel also. So thanks again, and we will try to get the next video up as soon as possible.